when things get to that point where your family is all talk about this before your family trip, before your trip that's gonna be long term out of the country, especially to a place that you have to have a layover, like there aren't options. I mean, that's always what she says. I've never actually checked that. Are there possibilities to go to Honduras without a layover? Let me know. But all this talk has been going on. Excuse me. She does it. My parents do say that it's a trip within a trip, a long trip, and that's another thing too. The fact that they have to rest, that they're encouraging us to rest before a trip, that just already starts it off for the people. I don't want to go. I don't want to go, and that's why I am actually not. In a couple of days, in a couple of days, I will be out of here to go to a special place. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I was looking at hotels, I was looking at Airbnbs, I was looking at all these options because I cannot look at the other videos to look a little bit of how my process was when thinking about the place to pick. So Friday, I finally take the leap and booked the Airbnb because, bruh, at first I did one for almost $4,000. Then I switched to a different one for almost 3,000, and so much better, more than $1,000 of a difference. There is absolutely nothing cheaper. Well, all the full apartments are a certain way. You're not gonna get anything for less than 2,000. I mean, less than 3,000. But then I ended up finding, for that long amount of time. But then I found a way. I actually was looking through Craigslist because I am also apartment hunting. So I was looking through Craigslist, and through that, I learned about subletting. I learned about not rooms. Rooms are always cheaper, of course, to live in and to rent to Airbnb in. But I learned about houses. These houses with a floor one is basically one apartment, floor two, floor three, or depending on how many floors it has, and sometimes even the basement can be considered and rented out as an apartment for somebody to live in or somebody to stay in. And through that, I also learned about some options, and write this down, that you can have a room with your bathroom, maybe a half bathroom or a half or like a mini kitchen, and you get a private entrance to that room, so it would basically be partially an apartment, and those are cheaper, and you still share the kitchen. You get a full bathroom. You shower with the in the main bathroom where the other people live. So those are other options if you're struggling with one full apartment. I'm also looking at guarantors for stuff like that. But anyways, Friday I booked the Airbnb, which means that when I start, I'm gonna get the instructions the same day. What happens is that we're leaving one day, but then it's really the flight is at 3 a.m. My parents are so exaggerated. They might even leave at 10, I'm not gonna lie. But 11 should be when you leave. They might leave at 10, they might leave at 9. So I'm making sure that what I do is to be ready at 6. Sleep a little bit. When I get to the Airbnb, I will be I would have already taken a shower, so I could just go straight to bed. And I also don't eat breakfast early in the morning, so that I don't have to worry about that. And for the first time ever, I'm actually gonna be free to walk out of somewhere for the very first time ever. The only times, and I did this maybe 4 times last year, was sneak out, basically. when nobody was here. Felt awful, and I hate having that anxiety for doing something so normal, and that the only time that I can do something kind of on my own terms is if I hide it. That's absolutely awful, but we are going to get out of this. We need to get out of this. That's what this page is about, finally being healed. Well, my podcast, and then this is a YouTube complimentary thing. So, a little bit of an issue that I recently kind of resolved is that, of course, I talked about this before. I talked about this on my last episode as of right now. My parents, going with my parents anywhere, the park, a hotel, a resort, somewhere that's close by, somewhere that's far, somewhere that's 2 days, somewhere that's 5 weeks. They, excuse me, they are overpackers. My family are overpackers. It is one of the most annoying things ever. Not only that, they're hoarders. They like to get things the cheapest possible, and that's other little tea that I'm going to be telling on my podcast, my 3.5 season, which, by the way, the fourth season is kind of aligning. The fourth season is really about healing, finally. So they're overpackers. As of right now, I'm not going to go out and count because they're there, but we might have a good 8, maybe 6. How do you say maleta? Suitcases. It's absolutely awful, and there are already suitcases of clothes there, barrels of stuff there. They always want to get more stuff, always want to get more stuff. You always feel like you do too much, and it's so weird. Why don't your parents learn? Why don't people who have spent so much time traveling, and this is going to be my parents' 4th trip this year, not internationally, first international, only international. There's never more than one in a year. But why don't you learn, especially during a year that you've done something way more frequently? Why don't you learn with each packing session, with each trip? Okay, I'm not going to take this. Okay, this isn't really necessary. Okay, we don't have to bring them this. Because, oh my goodness, or you can sacrifice what you're going to bring for these gifts that you want to bring people and things that the relatives are asking for. Because they're not available there, or they're cheaper here. So that's annoying. I decided that because my mom is the type of person to really look at every little thing that I'm going to have, both in my backpack and in my suitcase, I'm gonna pretend that I have the stuff that I'm actually gonna take in my suitcase. Oh my god, this word suitcase. The bare minimum hygiene stuff, bare minimum hair stuff, something that I'm not even gonna be using for my hair. Take something that I already have more of, some clothes that I know I'm not gonna wear, and then secretly have a second bag that when I leave at 9 a.m., at 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., that I leave, I have a big bag, or I don't know exactly what bag, but definitely something, and excuse me, and that's what I'm gonna do instead. I'm gonna bring some stuff, important things that I want to do, because I do want to work. One of my plans is to land $3,000 in deals contract, so I really want to get that done. Gonna bring my tripod, bring clothes that I want to film in, bring maybe some food that I want to film with, and I do have permission from the people to film inside, which is really, really great. I'm also gonna be my plan before was to have the suitcase and then last minute change what's in there. But then I also have to last minute change what's in my backpack, my supposed carry-on bag. But I'm gonna switch the stuff out to what I really need and what I'm really gonna want for my stay. And then that I'm gonna do that. But with the suitcase, I'm just not even gonna use a suitcase. I'm gonna fake pack it, but have my actual other bag. Excuse me. So I put my Airbnb stay for the second week of September, I'm pretty sure. I do want to move into a place September 1st. I do. You know, typically you move in the 1st, the 15th, the 31st. So I do want to move into a new place September 1st. If I get that, I would shorten the Airbnb stay, take the loss of the money. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Most importantly, because with this suitcase, they like to lock their stuff. And the fact that I have extra space in the suitcase in the front, they obviously you're not supposed to put anything in there if you're gonna be using the suitcase at the airport. You don't want to put things in the front part because somebody can just unzip it and take it out or unzip it and put something in. So you don't want to do that. And so to have to switch all these pockets and hurry up and leave, bro, this has to happen fast. I'm also nervous, like with people in the living room, with stuff going on. How am I gonna sneak out? Having to call the Uber or the Lyft. It's gonna be difficult. But we need to make this happen. I am still looking for a long-term apartment. For that, I'm gathering saved money, not only on my Ally bank account, but also my Capital One bank account. I'm going to be looking for guarantors. Yes, sometimes things can be a little bit more expensive, but when you don't meet income requirements or you're not meeting them at the moment, because obviously as a teaching assistant, you don't work the summer unless you want to. But for me, I'm one of the people who didn't this year. I probably could work at the school that I was in, but as I've mentioned before, I work with somebody who my parents know very well. So the insane, intense monitoring makes for a really bad work environment. I really do not like it. I don't want to have to keep going somewhere else, to the library, to this or that, and her mentioning things about myself really do infantilize me. Talking about my dad, talking about my brother, talking about my mom, and kind of forcing me to be comfortable with it. I really don't like that. And then that makes other people comfortable in asking certain questions, but I can't blame them, of course. It's really the person who's doing it. So I don't want to go back to the same school. There are great benefits to it. I would want to switch, try a high school. People say high school is easier. So I have some financial plans during the whole thing. Early on, I have some viewings scheduled to look for apartments. I have to call some people back, check some messages, make sure things are still on. Gotta bring an ID. Some places send over pay stubs. I gotta make sure. I learned that you have to, viewing the apartment should be the first step. That's one thing. I want to immediately get my license. I've been checking places that are available because I either want to do my test at Start City or in what is it called? It's like Mill Basin, right? Or Canarnor? I don't know. Bro, how did I for Seaview? I want to do my Seaview location because that's where Evolution Driving School does their road tests, because those are the closer ones for them and the ones that they do. So I'm gonna keep checking for like the last 2 weeks of August, see what I could find. So yeah, my income plans are also serving. So we have paraprofessional slash teaching assistants. We have content. I also can expand a lot in content, of course. Marketing. I'm making working on a tips video for Instagram, YouTube Shorts, TikTok about some skills that you can learn while you're 18 to not still stay jobless for more than 2 years after graduating high school. Of course, if you're not studying. But even if you are studying and you want the tips. So I am doing that. I do want to get into the food industry. I feel like the food industry is such a foundation. And it's such a quick, easy job that you can get once you have the experience. It's one of those places where there are constant positions available. There are constantly positions available because people need to eat. And there are so many restaurants, people leave. So That's one of those things that experience is the only thing that has stopped me, because I have gotten callbacks when I've applied to both a barista position and a smoothie position. So let's see. Traveling with my parents is so not it. I cannot believe the amount of things that, because I'm 18, because I'm not a minor anymore, they still make a fuss over. Whenever we're gonna leave, before any big thing or even medium thing, the fuss they make over bring this, bring this, bring this. And like I said, as a family, this is, supposedly, because I'm supposedly going, this is the third thing we're doing. They did an anniversary thing earlier, which, by the way, the last anniversary thing they did, because my parents are not date people. They don't, I honestly don't even know if they have a relationship for real, because, so many couples get lost in their kids. But the last one was in 2016, so that just says, and they do not go out to eat together. They don't go out to do things together. That is not them at all. That is not them. But either way, they did that this year. And for them, this would be their fourth thing. It would be our, as a family, third thing. And so, still just the fuss. I talked about traveling with them. Oh my God. My mom is still completely fine going, when we go to these places, going into the bathroom, even if there's a sink inside and she outside of the bathroom, she opening the door, no knocking, or knocking, but then not actually waiting for an answer, using the bathroom while I'm in there, while everyone's in there, using the bathroom with the door open, even if there's a mirror in front of the bathroom, which has been a thing recently for a lot of the stays that we've had, is so incredibly annoying, and I feel so disrespected. There are so many things that I wouldn't feel annoyed about if she was already someone who didn't make a ton of these type of acts. Somebody who also let me live. Because when someone already creates a life makes your life sheltered, and they're annoying you at home, where you're spending most of your time because you're a sheltered person. Oh my God. But yeah, traveling with them is so annoying. I don't think I mentioned this in my travel extra context type of episode on my podcast, but when we came back from Honduras in 2024, my mom did not let us eat until so long later, almost half a day, because we landed, like we actually landed at 7. We And then it wasn't until maybe 6 that my dad came home with Chinese food, which my mom didn't even know about, and she had absolutely no plans to allow me to go outside, get, I don't know. We all know there's Chinese foods everywhere in Brooklyn. We have delis, we have supermarkets. None of it was absolutely insane, and that's one thing I hate, that you're well over 18 and your parents are still having certain rules that are unreasonable, even if you were younger. Even if that one is honestly unreasonable, even if just the thing of you're not going outside, I don't let you out, at that point I was 19. I'm not gonna let you out, at 19 years old is awful, awful. Even if it was with my own money, because it would have been with my own money. And no deliveries, never any deliveries are accepted. So that's absolutely awful. In Honduras, it's not special either. With the electricity going out, with us eating twice, maybe 3 times a day. A lot of people, I'm jealous of the people, the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans who go back home And they talk about eating good. We eat good. We do not eat good. Excuse me. We do not. That's not a thing of the food was so. The food has never made that much of an impression, other than a couple of times that my aunt has made food. That's it. There's never been anything so special about it. And it's my parents' unwillingness to pay certain things, and their unwillingness to go to certain places or to buy from specific people or to be seen buying from people. So again, with allowing the things that people say and think to stop them. Like the amount of times where there's a mysterious reason why they can't buy something here, why they can't buy it from this person. It's so annoying, and it's so hot there. It's insane. Right now I'm bothered by being hot. I turn on the fan. I don't know if it might be heard on the microphone, but oh my goodness, over there it's so horrible. It's so horrible. Genuinely horrible. My parents talk about it as if we're preparing for war, preparing to be uncomfortable every day of a trip. If you have to say that to your kids, oh my god, it's just the fact that when I leave here, none of what I feel is ever going to be acknowledged. I mean, it never has been, but nothing's truly going to be solved. Nothing's going to be acknowledged. I'm simply going to leave. That's literally it. That's it. Sometimes me just saying, oh, I'm gonna wash my clothes. I said I was gonna wash my clothes Friday. I mean Saturday. No, that's too close to the trip. Wash it earlier. Like just not being able to freely say that I'm gonna do a task a certain day because you, as my mom, overruled it, and no question about that. You don't even think about the way that I feel, and the fact that you shouldn't really have a choice. That right there. Oh my goodness. And still living with them, the annoyances, annoyances. Physically loud people being on the block, in the lobbies, smoking. The garbage honestly hasn't been bothering me that much anymore. You know, garbage on the streets. It's not the cleanest neighborhood. Of course, there are clean parts, there are bad parts, but especially when it's raining actually. Especially when it's raining, you're going to have the so much of the dirt come out, and especially in the summer because there's a lot more partying and eating out on the street. So even more that there have been a lot of block parties lately as well. And oh, videos I wanted to do before 21. There were several videos I wanted to do before 21. Let's just look real quick at all of my, now this is just a specific to me type of videos, like family tea type of thing, but YouTube in general, all these stuff right here, these are the specific to me videos I wanted to make. If you could hear the rain, my goodness. Oh wow. By the way, I've never seen an actual flood in New York City. I have seen stuff where there's like maybe 3 inches of rain, and the sewers is something's going on, and the thing that pulls in the water is blocked, so then it builds up, or in the edges of where the cars park, the edge between the asphalt and then the sidewalk. But not, I haven't seen those things that go on TikTok. Were super difficult for me to believe before because I've never seen rain inside a train station. I've never seen that happen. Other floods in Manhattan, like wow, that actually exists. But these are the reassurance videos that I really wanted to make because there are just certain things that don't apply once I turn 21. I had more drive at 17 than I did at 20. That's very important. But I have the drive back. I have the urgency back. Tips when it comes to being sheltered and getting out of it. All these type of tips. And then wrap-ups. I wanted wrap-ups to be kind of putting together all the videos that I saved from Instagram or saved from TikTok. But nah. That's just too much at this point. So when it comes back to this, I have to rip the band-aid off. I absolutely hate that you, as the child, you as the daughter, have to be the one to create distance between, and it's gonna be kind of unhealthy distance, because then, I mean, in my case at least, because some people love their moms that are over hovering, overprotective, restrictive, sheltered them. I really don't anymore. I'm gonna talk about some of my darkest thoughts later on in a couple episodes before my podcast before I turn 21, because I really want to be able to say 20, but I haven't felt love for these people in a very, very long time. It's to a zero. I can't look at these baby pictures and feel anything. I can't look at them and feel anything. So I really don't feel that. And it shouldn't be up to the daughter to create distance between her and her parents. It shouldn't be up to the son to create distance between him and his parents. His parents, from the time that he's 12, her parents, from the time that she's 12, are the ones that are supposed to create distance between them and their kid, removing attachment, not only from their kid to them, but them to their kid. Because number one, you're not always gonna have each other. There are going to be some people who are lucky and they die with their parents and go through everything with their parents, but rare cases. And naturally, when someone is touching 20, not even touching 18, you should be having the type of point of view that they're gonna need to learn certain things to fend for themselves, and they genuinely feel like I'm never gonna leave. In their minds, the life that we have now is gonna be the life that we have forever. It's crazy because so many things have been the same for so long. That's how they think for so many things. And I'm gonna talk about roles and growing up with the thinking that your life is gonna be the same forever because your parents are like that and they hate change, and they forever want to keep you in a child's place. Getting out mentally from a child's place is something I'm going to talk about later on when it comes to being sheltered and tips to get out of that. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a short trip, but you need to get out of that. And so I, unfortunately, have to be the one to not slowly take off the band-aid, but I have to rip it off. And that's going to be painful for them, of course. Like, my mom is still asking me, at least she has never stopped it since I was, 9 years old. Did you put on deodorant? Did you brush your teeth? Did you put on perfume? Like, why are you still asking me that? Why? If you can't even trust that I do the little things before getting ready to go outside, how on earth are you going to take the fact that your daughter left right before the trip that you're so anxious about and stressed about to go to Honduras? By the way, the passport, I really don't care about the passport. I don't plan on traveling internationally. Within the country, obviously I can with my enhanced ID, and there must be some steps that I can do to claim that passport back. When it comes to coming back I do have a home key. I don't have the top part. We live in an apartment. I don't have the top part. And they lock that. When we go away, they lock that part. And I don't have that. Honestly, if I had that, I really wouldn't be worrying too much, because all I have to do is bring my stuff in a cart. Buy a cart, come back, bring my stuff. I do want to find how to claim that, because I am a resident. I am a tenant. Am I considered a tenant? I am somebody who lives in this very address. So can I do that? And I mean, I bet I can do that. Either have to contact the landlord or USPS, either to get a copy or to get someone to come open it for me, because I do live here. And if I have to explain why, I'll explain why to them. Also, the mailbox gets me a little bit, because with a mailbox, now I don't want to get my license and not have it in my hand. So I want to figure out, can I use I mean, it's not it's not really recommended to use a temporary address, but I do want to know if I can also get a key to the the mailbox. So there's that as well. And yeah, let's just see what goes on. Let's see what goes on. Gonna post this soon. I am not fully ready, but we gotta get this going. I'm still applying to apartments. I've been seeing really nice basement ones, really nice, I don't know if it's called a townhome or one of those things that are apartments, but they're in bought houses. So those are my best bets right now. I'm getting a guarantor. Gonna look at, I don't think I'll need help with a deposit. I feel like I'm good. But I know Jetty is one thing. And yeah. But yeah, I really do hate life here. It's the worst. It's not even the beginning yet because I'm still looking for a place, but the problems have not disappeared at all. Also, with my mom asking me these type of questions before I leave home or we leave home, which sours my morning before I even leave the place, it just goes to show. But what was I gonna say? That, oh, when I react and I get upset, the answer is always just disgusted with the fact that I'm annoyed, disgusted at my murmuring, at my face, at my attitude. Because do you know how dirty you're making it seem like I am to have to ask me that? You do not ask that to someone, and then someone hears that and they think I'm clean or they think anything good of me. That's awful. That's disgusting to do. Not disgusting as in nasty, but the fact that you're doing that. I'm well past 15 years old. Why are you doing, and ignoring the fact that this bothers me? This is gonna be a huge thing because when I leave, they're definitely gonna get mad at what I'm doing, and that I'm ruining them. I'm wasting their $1,000 money, which I absolutely do not plan on paying back, for the simple fact that I told them before my mom bought the flights that I don't want to go. And also, if they tell me that they'd much rather have me stay here, I wouldn't do it, because either way, I'm just gonna leave. Like, don't that's another thing, to in the moment let your parents convince you of things, but no. Absolutely not. And that just puts me in the position for you to drag me into the car, then drag me into the airport, then drag me onto the airplane. So obviously I'm not trusting somebody luring me to them if they just tell me they want. I'm ruining their plans. So yeah, I don't want to be here. It's crazy that parents can really take offense to things instead of thinking, this bothers her, let me stop. She doesn't feel okay when I do this, let me stop. If I keep doing this, eventually she's gonna turn on me. Eventually she could possibly fake that she likes me and then eventually leave. Or she could possibly not do this anymore, not be emotional with me, respect me less because I'm not listening to her, I'm not acting right. And just look at it, like, you're doing so many things to make me look like I'm a little kid. So can't wait for this day. Asked the Airbnb host so many questions, not so many, but so thankful that this is even possible for me. That's why I say just 5 months at a job, because I started in November, and then so let's just see how this goes. I really want to inspire other people to take the leap, because there are going to be certain things that if I was doing this for real, finally waiting until I was hitting consistent 5,400 months to get an $1,800 apartment, that would be at 22, 23, 24, who knows, for real. So let me take the leap now, change my environment, because your environment matters so much. Finally start to make better content, finally start to hit $8,000 months, $8,000 months, $9,000 months, even $4,000 months just from content. And from there, everything is gonna go good. But if I wait to hit that, in such a restrictive place where I can only record when my parents are not home. I can only do voiceovers when they're sleeping. I cannot record in the living room, in the bathroom, in the kitchen because they're hoarders and things are never, ever looking good. I can't film in the hallway. I can't film in the living room. I can't go outside and go outside even comfortably. The only times I go outside is with my parents. I can't go outside and film comfortably to make content. Do you know how many thousands of dollars I would have had by now? So many. Content pays. It really, really does. UGC pays. But the thing is that you have to appeal to brands, and you're not going to do enough appealing to brands just doing videos in the same spot in your bedroom over and over and over again. It's already been 3 years. I cannot keep doing this. So, gotta get this going. Let's see later on. I really want to inspire people to take the leap. Please take the leap. Once you have $5,000 and you can see yourself making money the next month, start looking. For real, start looking.